think just asking questions, reaching out to counsel from other artists, independent artists that I feel like are successful, figuring out what the formula is, being persistent and consistent, praying without ceasing, trying things and really just working hard. I think, some artists feel like everything should be given to them. And I don't feel like anybody owes me anything, and I don't take anything for granted. I eat what I kill, and I'm not afraid of hard work. I'm a hustler. I was raised by hustlers, and I don't have no problem hustling. Like, my grandfather, I remember asking him about like the Great Depression, and he was like, "Oh, I don't know. I was still making money." I was like, "How?" He said, "The only way I'm not gonna make money is because money don't exist no more."
Woo! Wait a minute, that's a bar right there.
If it exists, I'm gonna get some. And what I mean? So like I remember, talking to my grandfather about those kinds of things. He was a bootlegger, he bootlegged liquor, he was a number runner, he owned a nightclub, like he worked on the railroad as a chef, and whatever prime ribs they was getting, he was gonna take half of it home to his family. Okay, so y'all eating prime ribs? We all eating prime ribs then, okay? Taking butter, like what I mean? Like butter was like a hard thing to get, real butter. And that's just, that's how they moved. It was kind of like, I'm gonna get some. You're not out here eating without me, bruh. And so I think I probably adopted a lot of that even before I knew my very first time, like figuring out how to sell a record. First of all, how to make a record. I went down to Club Intellects in Baltimore. I went down to Organic Soul Tuesdays. I think Organic Soul was at Intellects at first, and they moved to a couple different places, but too young to even get into the club, and I went in there. I met James Collins from Fertile Ground. I met Raheem Devon, and they were people who I knew were making records and they were doing shows and making money. So I said, "Hey, look, I need you to mentor me. Show me what you're doing so I can do it." And, I was working with a nonprofit and a Woundwork, and we wrote some grants to get some funding to record this album. I had a band at Dunbar Jazz Band in Baltimore. All my musicians were from that band. So I would leave DC, take the Mark train over, go to Dunbar Jazz Band. And then we started recording right on North Avenue, North and Bentlow. And we recorded this project I went down to the radio station. Somebody told my stepmother said, the radio station's having this competition, a Baltimore Idol. Go down there and see if you can win. And I was like, all right. So, I just took the bus downtown and, came and sang, and I won. And, I was able to promote this album that we were working on the radio station, went out to LA, like all these things. But I was calculating this stuff. I was writing it on my wall. I still, to this day, I have big postage sheets on my wall where I write. Yeah, basically. Yep. Basically, like, this is what I'm accomplished. Before I even did the Tiny Desk, before I knew anybody at the Tiny Desk, like November 2017, I wrote on my wall, I'm going to perform on the Tiny Desk. I didn't know anybody there. February, I got the call to perform on the Tiny Desk to do one rap verse. It went viral. I got the call to do my own show that June on the Tiny Desk. I wrote on my wall, I want to perform on Black Girls Rock. I knew Bev, but we had never, it didn't work out where I performed on it. That next year, I was performing on Black Girls Rock Award Show. Since then, I've done it like 5 times, And so that's what I don't know if I thought about it like that. I just knew that I graduated high school, straight A student, but I wasn't in a position where I could go to college, and my family was going through a lot of stuff at the time. And so I just had to be independent. I had to be grown. I had to figure out what I was going to do next. And, my grandmother said, ask a lamppost when you need help. So I just started asking, how do you do this? How do you do that? And I would keep a journal. I found a journal recently that from back then. I was like, dang, I had the same mind